Good morning. Today is Friday, March 27th, and we've made it to the end of our second week of staying at home. I know it's been hard, but I hope you guys have had some fun with what we've been doing. Now, last Friday I didn't do this because I didn't think of it, but every Friday at our schools we wear our school shirts to show school pride. And since I wrote a letter on Monday to Mrs. Dominguez's class at Glen Knoll Elementary, I decided to wear my Glen Knoll t-shirt. You guys should wear your spirit shirts on Friday too to show spirit for your school. Now those of you in Miss Doe's class, I'm really sorry I didn't wear my Mabel Payne shirt last week, but I'll put it on next time I do another class from Mabel Payne like Miss O or Miss Avila Perez. So look forward to seeing your school shirt, and if I don't have your school, I'll make one. It's time for us to practice our letter of the week, and since today's Friday, this is the last day we'll be writing N's. Well, we still might write them, but this is the last day we're going to practice them. So let me put my happy face up here. Oh no, I'm using the wrong marker. Let me put my happy face up here and start with my N. Remember, we go straight down, lift our pen or pencil, go back up to the beginning, diagonal, don't lift, and go straight up. So once again, that's straight down, lift, diagonal, straight up, straight down, lift, diagonal, straight up. Now make sure when you're making these that you're going straight down, because if you don't and you go diagonals, and if you don't go straight up, then your N looks like it's falling down and it doesn't look neat and composed. You want to go straight down, lift, diagonal, straight up. Try to make a row of your best N's and have Mom circle what she thinks is the best one. Today I'm going to have my son circle my best one because my mom isn't here. Oh, he chose my last one as my best one. When you're done with your row of capital N's, let's do a row of lowercase n's. So here's my happy face, and we go straight down, up like we're diving off a diving board, and straight back down again. Remember, we don't lift our pen the whole time. Straight down, up like we're diving off a diving board, and straight back down. Make sure that when you do this, you don't accidentally get away from the first line, because then your N starts to look like it's falling apart. Straight down, back up like you're diving off a diving board, and straight back down. Try not to make your dive too small, because then when you're writing like this, it gets all crowded and it gets hard to see what's what. So make sure you go straight down, give it a good space, dive like you're diving, and straight back down. Do a whole row of N's, and once again, have someone in your family circle what they think is your best one. I'm going to have my son circle mine. He's taking a look. He likes my last one. That means I practiced a lot by the time I got to the end, and it's looking really good. Now, because it's Friday, the other thing we're going to do today with our letter is we are going to write our very best capital and lowercase letter on an index card. Remember, I said if you didn't have an index card, you were more than welcome to write it on a piece of paper about the size of an index card, just something you can keep specially off to the side. Last week, we did a wonderful E, our capital and lowercase. We made it nice and big, so I'm going to leave this one out, and we're going to do our letter N. Straight down, lift my pencil, diagonal, straight up. I took my time. I made a pretty good N. And now I'm going to do my lowercase. Straight down, dive like I'm diving off a diving board, and straight back down again. Try to keep these. We will put them together as a book if we can, and show them to your teacher when you go back to school to show her you've been practicing your work even when you're not at school. I know your teachers will be so proud. We're still practicing our letter N's, and I thought we'd do something fun for Friday. So parents, you're going to want to get 2 very small cups of some paint, mostly water. You want it to be really watered down for this activity. I chose a couple colors. You could choose as many as you want. And we're going to practice blowing with a straw our paint in the shape of the letters. So we're going to remind the kids that we're going to start with 1 drop here and go straight down. put another drop here and do a diagonal, and then put another drop here and go straight up. We're going to follow the same pattern as we do when we write. So to begin with, I'm going to put my N upside down. Have the kids practice putting their finger over the straw and releasing it so they can grab some paint and release it. That way you don't have to put the paint down, and I think the kids will find this kind of fun anyway. So pick up some paint with your straw and put it down here, which is actually the top of my N upside down, and I'm going to blow straight down. Oh, that actually turned out really well. It flowed exactly where it was supposed to. And then I'm going to put another blob of paint back up at the beginning, because remember we lift our pencil, and I'm going to go do the diagonal. Try to keep it in the lines. It's not going to stay, but do your best. And now I'm going to put my last blob of paint here on the bottom and go straight up. Hey, turned out pretty good. I'm going to put this one aside. Parents, you may want to make these ends ahead of time so that they have the outline to follow. And I'm going to put this one upside down again and put my first blob of paint right here at the top of my N. Ooh, I got a really good line there. I'm going to turn this around and put a blob of paint at the bottom. Now this time I'm going to try to go all the way around. Hope it works. If it doesn't, you can just add some more paint. Oh my, got a little splattery that time. Still going. Wow, I made it all the way around. And I followed the shape as much as I could. I got two really nice ends. You most certainly can go back and stick some more color on your paper and put in multiple colors. I kind of like that N like that. So that's straw painting, blow painting for the letter N. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, well today we're going to write a letter to someone that you haven't met yet. We're going to call this person a future friend. Parents, this first part is for you. We're going to write to someone in a senior living facility or a nursing home because they can't get out and they can't have visitors come in either. So I figured this would be a great opportunity for kids to hopefully make a connection. I Googled senior living facilities near me, and I got the Brookdale of Yorba Linda on Imperial Highway in Yorba Linda. You're not bound to this one. You can Google it, or if you know someone who's in a senior living facility, you can take the time to write to them. Or if you know someone who works in one, I put any future friend on it because I'm hoping they'll open it up, realize what it is, and pass it out to someone in the home that needs it. So you can take a picture of this address or find your own address, but let's keep the kids writing. Let's keep the words going, the pictures going, and I'm really hoping some of these people might even respond to your kids. Wouldn't that be wonderful? All right, so kids, we're going to get down to our letter. We're going to write, since we don't know their name, we're going to write Dear Future Friend. We don't know their name, but we are going to introduce ourselves. Hello, my name is Miss Mary. You should probably tell them a little bit more about yourselves. So I'm going to say, I am blank years old. I'm not going to tell them how old I am. But you guys can definitely tell them how old you are. You can put, I am 4 years old. I am 5 years old. Anything that's true, you can put in there. Right now, I am at home. This is true for all of us. When you're writing a letter to someone, you really should, if you can, include a question, because that makes them want to answer you back, and we really want these guys to answer us back. So my question is, what do you do at home? With a question mark. That lets our reader know that we're asking a question. And then I'm going to answer it. I read, color, and play video games. Yes, Miss Mary plays video games. Write them back if you can. You really want to encourage them to write you back. And of course, we always end our letter at the bottom with love. This is your part, Preppies. L-O-V-E, and your name. Now I'm going to make sure that I draw a pretty cool picture for someone I haven't met yet. You could do anything. You could do a picture of you, your pets, your favorite thing to do in the world, whatever you want. But today I'm feeling like I'm going to draw a squiggly picture. I'm just going to put some lines and some wiggles in here. And when I feel like I've got enough, then I'm going to get out my colored pencils and I'm going to color in every single shape. So I'll start with a small one. I've got a little light green one right there in the middle. Now I'm not going to take the time to color the entire picture in front of you, but I'm going to color some of them, and I'm going to remind you, please try not to scribble scrabble. Go slow around the edges and try to color in as best you can. And remember, this can be any kind of picture. I'm hoping if you do your very best job, the person that you mail it to is going to want to hang it up in their room and show their friends that they have someone who took the time to write to them. And wouldn't it be special if they wrote back to you? If they do, please let me know. I would love to know if you actually made a brand new friend. So I'm not going to finish coloring. I'll stop here with pink. But you can see I'm going to eventually color in the whole paper. Mom and Dad, brother, sister are going to help you mail it off to someone close by who is also stuck at home. And like I said, let me know if they contact you back. Today, our Three Little Pig story is the Three Little Javelinas. Javelinas are cousins of pigs. They live in the desert, and this story is written by Susan Lowell and illustrated by Jim Harris. I'm going to tell you, I have a few more Three Little Pig stories, and I might read those in the weeks to come, but today will be our last day of our series of Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, way out in the desert, there were three little javelinas. Javelinas are wild, hairy, southwest cousins of pigs. Their heads were hairy, their backs were hairy, and their bony legs all the way down to their little hard hooves were very hairy. But their snouts were soft and pink. One day, the three little javelinas trotted away to seek their fortunes. In this hot, dry land, the sky was almost always blue. Steep purple mountains looked down on the desert where the cactus forests grew. Soon the little javelinas came to a spot where the path divided and each one went a different way. The first little javelina wandered lazily along. He didn't see a dust storm whirling across the desert until it caught him. The whirlwind blew away and left the first little javelina sitting in a heap of tumbleweeds. Brushing himself off, he said, "I'll build a house with them." And in no time at all, he did. Then along came a coyote. He ran through the desert so quickly and quietly that he was almost invisible. In fact, this was one of Coyote's many magical tricks. He laughed when he saw the tumbleweed house and smelled the javelina inside. A tender, juicy piggy, he thought. Coyote was tired of eating mice and rabbits. He called out sweetly, little pig, let me come in." "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," shouted the first javelina, who had a lot of hair on his chinny chin chin. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," said the coyote. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew the little tumbleweed house away. But in all the hullabaloo, the first little javelina escaped and went looking for his brother and sister. Coyote, who was very sneaky, tiptoed along behind. The second little javelina walked for miles among the giant cactus plants called saguaros. They held their red ripe fruit high in the sky, but they made almost no shade, and the little javelina grew hot. Then he came upon a Native American woman who was gathering sticks from inside a dried up cactus. She planned to use these long sticks called saguaro ribs to knock down the sweet cactus fruit. The second little javelina said, "Please, may I have some sticks to build a house?" "Hau," she said, which means yes in the language of the desert people. When he was finished building his house, he lay down in the shade. Then his brother arrived, panting from the heat, and the second little javelina moved over and made a place for him. Pretty soon, Coyote found the saguaro rib house. He used his magic to make his voice sound just like another javelina's. Little pig, let me come in," he called. But the little javelinas were suspicious. The second one cried, "No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Ah," thought the coyote, "I'm not going to eat your hair." Then Coyote smiled, showing all his sharp teeth. "I'll huff and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." So he huffed and he puffed, and all the saguaro ribs came tumbling down. But the two little javelinas escaped into the desert. Still not discouraged, Coyote followed. Sometimes his magic did fail, but then he usually came up with another trick. The third little javelina trotted through the beautiful Palo Verde trees with green trunks and yellow flowers. She saw a snake sliding by, smooth as oil. A hawk floated round and round above her. Then she came to a place where a man was making adobe bricks from mud and straw. The bricks lay on the ground, baking in the hot sun. The third little javelina thought for a moment and said, "May I please have a few adobe bricks to build a house?" "Sí," answered the man, which means yes in Spanish, the brickmaker's language. So the third javelina built herself a solid little adobe house, cool in the summer and warm in the winter. When her brothers found her, she welcomed them in and locked the door behind them. Coyote followed their trail. "Little pig, little pig," he called. The three little javelinas looked out their window. "Let me come in." Coyote pretended to be very old and weak, with no teeth and a sore paw, but they were not fooled. "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," called back the third little javelina. "And I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," said Coyote. He grinned, thinking of the wild pig dinner to come. "Just try it," shouted the third little javelina. So Coyote huffed and puffed, but the adobe bricks did not budge. Again the coyote tried, "I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." The three little javelinas covered their hairy ears, but nothing happened. The javelinas peeked out the window. The tip of Coyote's raggedy tail whisked right past their noses. He was climbing upon the tin roof. Next, Coyote used his magic to make himself very skinny. "The stovepipe!" gasped the third little javelina. Quickly she lit a fire in her wood stove. "What a feast it will be," Coyote said to himself. He squeezed into the stovepipe. "I think I'll eat them with red-hot chili sauce." Whoosh! Sizzle! Then the three little javelinas heard an amazing noise. It was not a bark. It was not a cackle. It was not a howl. It was not a scream. It was all of those sounds together. Yip, 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 yow! Away ran a puff of smoke, shaped like a coyote. The three little javelinas lived happily ever after in the adobe house. And if you ever hear a coyote's voice way out in the desert at night, woo, 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 well, you know what he's remembering. That's the end. Well, now it's time for us to practice the number 7, and you can see that we're not in the house anymore. I'm in my front yard, and today I figured for number 7 practice, excuse me, got something stuck in my throat. Today I figured for number 7 practice, we would do 7 exercises. Exercises with the number 7. Like for instance, we can do 7 jumping jacks. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Or we can do 7 arm twists. I'm gonna go 7 arm rolls. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I can go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can make them bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or I can do, knee lifts. Let's see if I can lift my knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I bet I can do push-ups. Let's see if you can do push-ups. I gotta get all the way down on the ground. I gotta bend my knees. I can't quite do them with my toes yet. But make sure your back is straight. Oh, I have some partners to help me out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's another good thing I can do. I know I can run from my pond boat to the mailbox. So this time I'm going to be doing some running, and I hope my cameraman can help me out with this because he's going to have to show me running. Okay, I'm going to run from the boat to the mailbox. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I bet there's a lot of different exercises you can do while counting to the number 7. I hope you find them all. Well, yesterday I told you about doing a bear hunt. I said to go find your teddy bears and put them in a window or put them someplace where someone could see them from the street. Today I wanted to show you my house. I did take all my teddy bears that I found around the house and put them on my patio furniture just like this. So my cameraman's going to show you the teddy bears. You can see them from the street, and I'm going to give you guys a clue. If you know where Esperanza High School is, Mom and Dad can hopefully help you find Concerto Drive. I'm not going to give you my address, but let's see if you can find the teddy bears hidden on my patio furniture. Take a walk in the evening with your parents. I don't know if there's more teddy bears on this street, but I would love to hear from you if there are. So today we're going to go on a bear hunt. If you've had me as your substitute teacher before, you know I've done this with you. See if you can match my hand motions. And remember, when I sing part of the song and there's a pause, you sing it back to me. So here we go. We're going to go on a bear hunt. Well, before we go, we better get our backpack ready. So let me get my imaginary backpack, unzip it. What am I going to need if I go on a bear hunt? Oh, I know. I'll need some water and some Cheerios for snacks. Oh, I better bring a jacket that I can put in there in case it gets cold. Oh, and a flashlight. Put my flashlight in and zip up my bag. Put it on my back, and I'm ready to go. Going on a bear hunt. Gonna catch a big one. I'm not afraid. Let's go out the front door. Ooh, close the door. Kaboom. Let's keep walking. Oh, what's that? Oh no, it's a giant tree. Can't go under it. Can't go, well, we could go around, but we're not gonna go around it. We're gonna have to go over it. Are you ready? Let's start climbing. Climbing up the tree. I'm gonna go a little faster. Oh, watch out for that owl. Almost to the top. Oh, we made it. I can see all around. Cross around to the other side. Let's go down. Oh, there's the owl again. Okay, and we're back on the ground. Going on a bear hunt. Gonna catch a big one. I'm not afraid. Right behind you, there's a giant lake or pond. It's huge. Can't go under it. It would take too long to go around it. We're gonna have to go through it. Are you ready? Uh-oh, my shoe got stuck in the mud. Oh, maybe this dog will help me pull it out. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, we finally made it to the other side. It's a good thing it wasn't too deep. I didn't even have to swim. You're looking pretty dry, Paula. Okay, here we go. Still on our bear hunt. Going on a bear hunt. Gonna catch a big one. She's not afraid. Oh, I think she just spotted a cave. We're gonna have to go in it. Uh-oh. You afraid now, Paula? I would be afraid if I were you. Let's get our flashlights out just in case we need them. Take my backpack off. Take my flashlight out. Zip my backpack. Put it back on my back. We're going in the cave. Oh, it's dark in here. I see 2 bright circles over there. What should we do? Let's turn on our flashlight. Let's shine it at the circles. Their eyes. It's a bear! Throw the flashlight! Run out of the cave! Oh no! We're at the pond! Get through the pond! Oh, there's my shoe. Pick it up. Keep running home! That bear might be chasing us. Oh no, it's the tree! Up the tree. Owl. To the top. Check and see. The bear is still following us. Back down to the other side super quick. Run home! Open that door. Boom! Keep running into your bedroom! Throw your backpack off! Get under that bed! Went on a bear hunt. We did find a big one. I was afraid. And that's the end of our bear hunt. I do want to talk to you about one more thing. Good luck with your bear hunts. Please let me know if you find lots of bears. Our website for the day is a great place that I think all the kids will have fun at. It's called Funology. That's FUNOLOGY.com. Funology. Have a good weekend, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week. I look forward to hearing some of your replies to what we're doing. Bye-bye for now.